Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, episode 13.
Isn't that bad luck?
So I've heard.
I'm not superstitious.
Yeah. So welcome to Bed Love Beyond. It's a place for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
Yes, I am one of your hosts, Martini, and this is your other host,
Jennifer. I have a cold.
Yes, she has a cold. So if, for long-time listeners, she usually has like this melodic, raspy voice. And just like, oh, you're just like, you heard the beginning. That's her real voice. So
That's creepy.
It's kind of off, but it's fine. She's still her. It's
I
all
always
good.
sound like Biggie on the mic every once in a while. Like, ugh.
Jeez.
I'll try to avoid that at all costs.
Wow. All right. So, yeah. So, episode 13.
Sorry, I just had this whole play out in my head. Never mind.
And today's topic is about moving in.
Yes. My favorite topic.
Should you do it before or after marriage?
Before.
Okay. I wasn't even done yet. Or,
sorry.
Or does it even matter?
It matters.
Okay. So, first off, we want to hit you up with the social media because we want you guys to write into us, to talk to us
Y'all
about.
are slacking, yo.
I know. Like, see, I was trying to be nice because I didn't.
I have a cold. They ain't no fucking nice today. Y'all are slacking.
I didn't want to be
you
all.
Listen every week, but you don't want to like nothing.
Exactly.
Or vote in, or
We have polls on our Twitter and also on our Facebook page, and none of you guys want to do anything. That's kind of messed up. So
support the cause.
Yes, support the cause. Okay, so the website is www.bedlovebeyond.com, and it's where we have our own personal blogs where we talk about personal things, and also where we put all the articles that we talk about in each and every episode, so you can divulge and create like your own story about whatever we're talking about. And we also have a Gmail, is bedlovebeyond@gmail.com, so you can write to us to tell us, hey, give us suggestions, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, what you love, what you hate, and also to give us some feedback, like what's going on. And also, we have a phone number, 201-862-8-BED, which is also 201-862-8233. We have a Facebook page.
Call me.
Facebook.com/bedlovebeyond. And Instagram @bedlovebeyondofficial. We have a Twitter @bedlovebeyond, where we host polls probably once or twice a week. And also, thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, and also Pocket Cast. All right? So there's no excuse to not listen to us and also to write in.
Cool. So what's been going on with you, Martini?
Nothing really. Like I said before on our last podcast, I was definitely trying to look for love and stuff like that. So me being, I don't want to say desperate, but just what the hell? I signed on to that Geek to Geek website that I told you guys about. Well, I'm referring to Jennifer and our last guest, Kathy. Yeah, and it's okay. It's whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. The only thing that's really different, it is different, but truthfully, the only real difference about it is that I don't have to mask how geeky I am. They actually want you to write a lot of the stuff that you're into and to not really hold back. So I like that aspect because
that's cool.
Let's say for an OkCupid or POF, Plenty of Fish, you'll kind of want to downplay that because some people might not understand that whole world or or they'll judge you, they'll prejudge you,
Judgers
and stuff like that. But with this, it's no, what are you into? Whatever. And so you write it down. So I haven't necessarily got any hits, but it's fine. It's whatever. But that's really about it. What's going on with you?
I don't know. This dating thing is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's you like people I like people who are focused and driven, and then you find out that those people don't have I don't even have that much time. It's oh man, when do I have time to do anything? the last thing I want to do on a Sunday is like go on a date. But, you know, it's like, well, then if not, your Sundays are going to be just this. You and Law and Order marathons, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, right.
But, so basically, I don't know. So basically, I'm just trying to figure it out. And my dad's like really excited that I'm like working and making money and I'm not calling them up anymore and being like, hey guys. Because he used to call and like they used to answer and be like, we don't have any money. That's how they answered the phone.
Right.
You know, now I'm like, hello, I don't need money. I work 2 jobs.
Right.
And, whatchamacallit? My dad's like, you know, this working thing is going to kind of impede on your social life. I was like, okay. Now what? Like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So, I don't know. Just trying to find a happy medium.
So do you feel that you don't have the time, or the people that
I think
you're speaking to
I think it's like
don't
both.
have the time?
I think it's like on both ends. Like,
Okay.
I mean, people are just busy. People work and like, you know, to try to get schedules to match up is difficult.
Yeah, everybody's trying to
but
make ends meet.
I do believe that like if, you know, people make time for what they want to make time for, one, and I believe that, you know, some things are kind of worth figuring out, I guess. I don't know. Not like stage 10 creepers out there. So if you find somebody who's like normal, you're like, I'm not doing anything. I'll just chill out. See what happens. See if our schedules open up.
Right.
Or the sky. Maybe Idris Elba will come flying out of it. I wish Idris knew how much he was part of this podcast.
For those who keeping count, I believe that's number 6 or 7. We need a Idris Elba count.
Oh.
Not count down like he's coming on the show, but
God.
but like a counter. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
I'll put on my best dress.
So no, that's unfortunate because
it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. I've just kind of come to the realization that like that's what it is, you know, and like I don't know, like, and some people are like demanding of time and just like I don't have it either. I don't have it. Like I work 2 jobs and I do this with you, which I love doing and I love our listeners and I think it's fun and, you know, important. And then it's just like after that, you know, I gotta catch up on the People versus OJ, man. I gotta see if Marsha Clark really slept with Christopher Darden, because that's fucking awesome. I have a newfound respect for her. Thought she was an evil bitch before. Now I'm like, damn, man, you're a cool chick. I didn't know how much slack they gave her. Anyway, I digress. Other than that, nothing has really been going on.
Right.
Just this cold. Oh, and I had a birthday. That was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm older. Ugh. More pressure.
More pressure from who?
No one really. It's just really like kind of like you do that self-evaluation every time you like get older and you're like,
right.
Oh, I'm older now and I got invited to another wedding and another baby shower, and then you're like, But I did have a really cool conversation with my friend. He's my old roommate. He's a guy. And we went out to dinner and he was kind of like, yo, everyone's having kids and getting married. He's like, it's not for me. And like, I don't know what my stance is on it. Like, I do know what my stance is. It depends on what day it is. You know, if I'm in just like one of those like fuck the world days, I'm like, fuck that, I don't need it. And then other days I'm like, well, one day it'd be really nice. So I don't know. It depends on the person who falls into my lap. That sounded really perverted, but y'all know what I mean. But like, he was just like, yo, he's like, look at this. He's like, it's Monday night. He's like, we wanted Cuban food and we went out and got Cuban food and nothing's holding us back from it. And I was like, oh, but don't you wish something was? Like, not that I don't enjoy like catching up and Monday night Cuban food, but like,
right.
Like, yo, I just made the hell out of some ropa vieja, man. I'm saying, like, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
But I don't, I mean, I'm not interested in him. I'm just saying, like, you know, I think he's been hurt before, and God knows we all have, but I don't know. It was just an interesting conversation, and he's like a little older than I am, and you know, he's like, yo, I'm good. I got god kids. I got, you know, tons of friends, tons of family. He's like, if I want to pick up and go move to Aruba, I want to be able to do that. And I was like, yeah, I respect that. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if like that's what I'm looking for, but I respect it. And it was just an interesting conversation because he even said, he's like, things aren't like they were before. Like, too many people are like getting divorced and like no one has like tight relationships like they used to. And it's so true. And it's just like, damn, you know, it really makes you reevaluate like what you get into. So, which is why this is a very fucking important topic, because I am an advocate for living with someone before you get married.
Mm-hmm.
I got kicked out of religion class in my senior year of high school because the teacher asked the class, I don't know why the fuck she asked. She said, you can ask my friends. They said, should you live with somebody before you get married? And I bravely raised my hand in my little Catholic school uniform. Sit on that, fellas. And I said, yeah, you should. And she's like, well, why? And I was like, well, because you should know what you're like getting into. I was like, what if you get mad that he leaves the toilet seat up and it's just something you can't handle? And she's like, well, that's like trying the product before you buy it. I said, well, that's a good idea. I was like, because apparently returning it, i.e. divorce, is like against the Bible, religion in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super religious, so obviously, you know, I didn't get in trouble when I got home. But I got sent to the principal's office. I got kicked out. And side note, her son like was in my grade class, and he told me like everyone used to like hang out at the pizzeria outside of school, and I went to the pizzeria like I don't know, like a week later or something. And he's like, "Yo, what did you do to my mom?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, she came home and she slammed the door, and she's like, "I don't know what's wrong with that Jen girl." And I was like, damn. Like, what the fuck? So that bitch hates me. I'd shout her out, but I don't know. I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, so this is something I felt very strongly about even before I left my parents' house.
Right.
So.
No, this is good because you can be an advocate for one side, and not necessarily that I'll be an advocate for the other, but I did find articles supporting both sides because I don't think, again, we're not experts or whatever, and especially with this topic, I believe that there is no one right answer.
I do.
But okay, no, okay, you can totally no, you can totally think that.
I'm just playing that side of the field. I'm sorry, I'm not playing that side of the field. Like, I am really about that life.
No, and that's fine. It's just that the reason why I said that is because when I was reading all these articles, and I read a lot of articles, there's a counterpoint to every point.
Right.
You know, so it's just like it is whatever floats your boat. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I have a lot of married friends who they're pretty much like split. Not split, but like I've seen some of them move in after and stayed in before for like 2 or 5 years and stuff like that. So, and everybody's still married, you know, so it's like right. I've seen both sides. So me personally, I really don't know. I don't know. I guess the only reason I would be leaning towards after marriage is because of a change. Mm-hmm. And we will talk about that later because there's actually a point to say that later on in the show. But yeah, I mean but again, I guess I am kind of on the fence. But there is an article.
Before we get into articles,
go ahead. I
feel like we should get into statistics here.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Just so the listeners know where we're coming from. Mm-hmm. I can put your numbers out there, right? That you have not lived with anyone.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Prior to cohabitating,
right?
So just so they know, like.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I haven't lived with anybody. So, and you've lived with
4.
Okay, with 4, yeah.
I was counting over there on my fingers.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure. 4 people. Fuckers.
Should I give the facts? How common is cohabitation?
Sure.
Okay. So cohabitation.
I like math.
Cohabitation, i.e. living together in a sexual relationship before marriage, is an increasingly common trend in the United States. Today, most heterosexual couples live together before marriage. A survey of over 12,000 heterosexual women aged 15 to 44 between 2006 and 2010 showed that approximately half, 48%, of women cohabitate prior to their first marriage. This number is up from 34% in 1995. In addition to frequency, the average cohabitation duration has increased as well. These days, the typical length of cohabitation has grown from 13 months in 1995 to an average of 22 months. Tracking cohabitating couples revealed that 3 years out, 32% were still cohabitating, 40% had transitioned to marriage, and 27% had dissolved.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's many reasons why I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So listen. So like, you get a girlfriend, right?
Okay.
And you pick her up and you drop her off, and she picks you up and she drops you off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you spend the night in a hotel somewhere, or you go on vacation for a couple days together. You know, and you guys live out of your suitcases. There is nothing. And you don't care when you're in a hotel because there's a maid there and someone's going to clean up after your ass. But there's nothing that can prepare you for what you're about to experience. It's not even just the cleaning. It's not even just cleaning up after a man. Because some men are very neat and some men are very not neat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even just that. It's just the general responsibility that comes together. Like me and my ex, like, our biggest argument was about the mattress. I loved my mattress. He hated it. He loved his mattress. I did not like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
I won, but I never heard the end of it.
Right.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to this day.
Well,
like,
why
no.
why would you not hear the end of it?
Because you know
his
what?
stance still stands.
Right. but I understand, I think, and I appreciate the compromise. But like,
that's not a compromise. You won.
Well, I mean, whatever. There's other things I let him win on.
Okay, but I'm just saying what you said was not a compromise. It was either your
There is no
thing or
compromise.
his.
The compromise is that we save money and we go buy a new one that we both like.
Yes, that's the compromise.
That never seemed to be an option.
Right. That's just dumb.
Because he wasn't in it to win it. I knew it.
No, but that would be dumb to buy an entirely new mattress to satisfy the both of you.
If we're gonna live together and stay together and get married, then
I guess. But I mean, that's a waste. That's 2 mattresses out.
Guest rooms.
All right, baller. Excuse me. Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
saying, donate them. I don't know. There's people I know who need mattresses.
Okay. There you go.
But look, there's just everything. Like, let me see. The first guy I lived with, I never left home before. I left home at 23. He was like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. I was like, I don't know. And he's like, don't worry, I got you. And I was like, okay. And he did. Like, he paid for, like, the entire apartment. And, you know, I pretty much, like, ran up my credit cards, buying, like, furniture and stuff. And, like, we lived very minimalist. But we did whatever we had to do. Mm-hmm. And we were so in love at that time that, like, we didn't fight about, like, what kind of bed we should get or whatever. And he was, like, very much like a guy, like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to put it together for us. And I think I put together the kitchen table. The legs were screw on. I was really good at that. I was like, oh, cool, I can do this. I decorated. He did too. You know, I made sure that his stuff was, like, equally distributed around the house as much as mine. Everything was fine. You know, we were, like, on the same team for the most part. We knew that we wanted our spare bedroom to be, like, an office and a guest room. Or a computer room and a guest room. We weren't really, like, office needing people at 23. And everything was fine until, like, now you're, like, living with this person. And you're like, oh, man, like, now things are, like, become weird. Like, you kind of get into this vibe. At 23, it was bad. Because now I don't think I care. You get into this vibe where you're, like, living together and you think you're going to be together all the time, you know, and then that person starts to get back into their regular routine. And you don't know what their regular routine is because you're never around for it. You know, like, oh, what do you mean? Like, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do karate. And on Wednesday nights, I play pool. You know, and Sunday nights, I go out with the guys and plays poker. And you never knew this because before, you were doing your own thing at your own house or out with your friends. And now you're like, we're supposed to live together and everything's supposed to be about us. And you're just not ready for it. So these are things that you have to learn along the way. I personally think that if you just jump into a marriage and you think that, oh my God, we're going to be together all the time because we're dated and now we're married and now you're my wife, and then you expect things to, like, be a certain way and then they're not, it leaves a lot of room for disappointment. That's number one.
Right.
Do you think that that's true, or you don't believe what I'm saying?
No, I believe. No, I believe that that's true. But I believe, regardless whether you do it before or after, marriage is going to change. There isn't going to be a routine that you'll be fine with even after marriage.
I don't know too many people that have not lived together and gotten married. So when I ask people like, oh, how does it feel to be married now? The only thing I usually ever hear them say is, I feel exactly the same. I just have to go through all this bullshit paperwork to change my last name.
Yeah, and that's gonna come up too in one of these articles. But yeah, I had a friend that was the exact same thing because obviously I've never been married, so and I knew they were together for 2-3 years, living together, and I was there at their wedding, and then they were gone, and then like 2 months later, I saw them at a mutual friend's like house. So I'm like, hey guys, like what's going on? And like, oh my god, like I haven't seen you in such a long time. It's like so guys, how does it feel? And then like they both looked at each other and then just shrugged. They're like, it's the same. And I was like, really? But like you're married? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ew, like that sucks. Like you're. I mean, I don't want to say that every marriage has a dip, and it does, and like it doesn't like come up again. Every marriage is a roller coaster. But like when they said that, I felt so defeated. I was just like, oh man, you guys are already in a routine and you just started. That sucks. As opposed to me being in an apartment and my girl being in an apartment, and then we get married, and then we have the whole like, oh, let's get this, well, not house, whatever, house, apartment, and we move in, and then we do all that stuff, and like now it feels real. Just like, wow, we're together now.
Right, but I just feel like that's like waiting for the demise.
Okay.
Like longer, you just get to the demise longer. So like the only problem I feel like I'm gonna have now is that I own, and if I meet somebody who owns or rents or whatever the case is, like I'm okay with the fact that if I get married, I might not live here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might meet somebody who comes here and is like, yo, this place is dope. Let's just live at your place. I'd be like, thank you. I like it too. I like it if you like it.
Right.
But that's going to be like my hurdle. But like, but back then, I only got an apartment with one person. Like every other apartment was like, this is my place, you're moving in. Which is why I guess I had to learn not to be like such a control freak. Like, you're messing up my shit, please stop. Like, I don't like it.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that you have to go through that because like there's conversations that need to be had. Like, how much do we want to spend? How much this? How much that? Like, what kind of furniture do you like? What kind of decor do you like? And like some guys really want to get into that stuff, and I applaud them for that. Some guys are like, I don't care as long as I have like a man cave, I'm good. That's why now our little studio used to be a man cave for a very short period of time, 1 week, and like despite what my ex thinks, I did get this house because it had like a room that he can go to, and I think that that's important.
Mm-hmm.
I think like if you move in together, 1 bedroom is deadly. It's just, I understand it's a financial situation, but it's deadly.
Oh, a 1 bedroom. Oh,
a
okay.
1 bedroom apartment is deadly.
Right. Okay.
Like people need their space to live and be.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some kind of like, there has to be something that draws you in. So like sometimes like if he was like in another room and then like I hadn't seen him for a couple hours, I'd be like, hey, where'd he go?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go find him and like be around him. But if we're just sitting around the house all day,
yeah,
and we're like
with
fighting,
with no escape,
right? And like we're fighting because he wants to watch football and I want to watch like SVU, then, and then I'm just like miserable. That's not fun for anybody.
Right.
Or he's miserable. I wouldn't want that either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a lot of compromising, and there's a lot of things that you find out. Like, if you were to live with me, you would find out a lot of interesting things. One, you would find out that I have a water bottle collection some days next to my bed. That I have to drink water at night, and I bring a water bottle up with me every night. And sometimes it takes a couple days for me to bring them downstairs,
mm-hmm.
or put them in a place. But after I start to see them getting out of control, I'm like, time to move these. I mean, it's just water bottles, not soda bottles. I would never do that with soda. And that I don't always make my bed, even though someone once told me that people who don't make their bed are crazy. Go fuck himself. And that I am a little bit of a neat freak. Like, I'm not like OCD, but I do like things to be like in order. I like things to be neat. I don't like when things are just laying around. Like, I don't leave like paper plates like just laying around the house. Like, no.
Right.
I just like order.
Mm-hmm.
I like to try to be neat and organized and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I used to get a lot of hair on the shower drain. My hair used to shed a lot. Now I don't wash it as much, so that's not so much of a problem. But I mean, these are all things that you learn about yourself and that other people learn, and then they kind of say, hey, can you take the hair out of the shower drain next time you get in there? I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, but okay, so like with all those things, let's say somebody gets married to you after and then discovering all this stuff. Like, you guys are married. Like, why?
Remember we had the conversation.
Why would the person leave over such trivial things?
Because love is not enough. It's not, because it's Martini's like broken right now. He's like, what?
No.
We've had that conversation that love is not enough about other things, but like, you move in with somebody and you start to like see their habits or their lack of habits.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing but love for my ex. He's a nice dude, but like, I don't really know how long I was going to be able to deal with like the laundry situation, and, you know, and I would like call my friends and be like, dude, he's got like his shoes like piled up behind the couch and like they don't smell good, and you know, people would be like, well, you have to be proactive and you have to do this. I'm like, why? It's not my job to train a man. Like,
but you can talk to him about it.
Yeah, but that's his thing. Like, you try to be like, hey babe, can you like maybe move those like when you like get a chance? Be like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. And it's like, okay. And then like, you know, 2 days later the fucking pile's back and you're like, hey babe.
Hey hun. Nah, I
try
get
to like
it,
be slick about it, like, oh, I almost broke my neck over these fucking shoes, you know, and then that doesn't really go over well. And it's like, well, if you want to move, why don't you fucking move them yourself? And then there goes the war.
Right.
You didn't bring a freaking gun to the drum circle or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's just a shit show. I mean, but it's something that like people get through, and I think like, one, you have to like learn how to like talk to somebody when you're dating. There's no, your biggest fights are like, where do we go to dinner tonight? Yeah. When you're just dating and you're like going home after. I also have this thing about sex. I don't know. I think you should leave after sex. That's just my thing.
Wait, what?
I don't think you should leave after sex.
Oh. Okay.
So like, I mean, I get people can like sleep over and have sleepovers and stuff, but that's not the same as like living with somebody. Right. I don't know. I just think it's important. I just think you need to like see how people live. You know, and I think you have to like learn how to respect each other's space. Like, when I first started dating and like living with somebody, like I'd be on the phone and I'd be like sitting right next to him, like, and he'd be like, yo, you don't need to have that conversation in front of me. Like, not that he cared. Yeah. But, you know, then I was like, that is rude. And now when my friends do it, like I'm talking to them about something serious, and my friend will be like, oh, my boyfriend said, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your boyfriend said. Like, I'm talking to you about something serious. Yeah. Please leave the room. And he's, like, yelling in the background, like, I'm trying to watch sports. And I'm like, why don't you know that by now? That you don't need, that you should go to another room when you're having a conversation. Right. Like, he doesn't need to be a part of it. He doesn't talk to his boys in front of you. And it's not because he's hiding anything. It's just because people need their own individual time and space. Yeah. I don't know who these people are, but they definitely exist. I don't know. I think like the exciting part that you're talking about is kind of like, it can happen like when you're not in a relationship. I mean, when you're not married. Right. You know, like some of my most favorite moments were like going to Home Depot and like to IKEA. Right. Even though some of my least favorite moments were going to Home Depot and IKEA.
Right. No, I totally understand that too. I can't like wait for stuff like that. But I think my biggest fear is
you're gonna fucking hate Home Depot after a while. Trust me.
No, my thing is just I just hate that response that I got from my friends. Just like, yeah, it's the same. And you're like, what are you talking about? It's the same. It's because, well, I guess it's because of media and what you grew up on or whatever. But like, marriage is supposed to be like the biggest thing in the world,
It's not anymore.
and
I hate to break it to you.
they're just like, eh, it's the same. I'm
I
just
think
like,
if
what?
I think if you fall in love and you're lucky enough to find really good love and you are in love and that person's in love with you and you want the same things and you want to go and you get married, that's awesome. You know, to be a unit like that is a beautiful thing.
Right.
I'll never deny that fact. But I don't think that it has like the same connotation that it used to have, and it's up to you as a couple to make that change, like to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really what you make it. So you could be dating and live together and still just do what you do, you know, just go to IKEA, buy your furniture, go to Home Depot, buy some paint, pick colors out together, make it happen. I don't think you should buy a house if you're not married. That's a whole different conversation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little extreme.
I know, but like, you know, split the cable bill, split the electric bill, split groceries, figure out if you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out if, you know, you're both like financially responsible people. I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot you learn living with somebody that like, you know, you may think he's like hot and sexy and you like date him and he's cute and the sex is off the chain. But then like you move in with him and you're like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And like then you realize that like he secretly drinks at night and he like watches South Park. You know who you are. And like, I don't know. It's just a bad time. Nick, no, I'm not, let me take that back. Strike that from the record. It's not a bad time. It's a learning experience that you need to go through before you say I do, because you can't say I do because you're like hot in the pants and in love. Because love makes you do really stupid things.
Right.
Next thing you know, like you don't wash the man's dishes and you don't cook him dinner and he's throwing you down the stairs. That never happened. I'm just saying I watch a lot of movies. Y'all don't watch SVU enough.
Right.
I mean, look at the movie Enough. She thought he was amazing. J-Lo, sorry.
Yeah.
And then he beat her ass and cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you rather find all that out before you put a ring on someone's finger?
Right. No, I mean,
I'm asking seriously.
No. I completely understand the concept of before. Like, I completely do.
You're just disappointed.
Not disappointed. I
You need a hug.
I don't want it. I just don't want it to be stale, man. Because I understand the other part. That's what I'm saying. I understand the other part of like everything is new because everything is happening at the same time.
Then you like, need to make it live. Whether you're dating and living together or you're married and living together, you need to make it live. What do we need to do to make this thing live?
It's because maybe I'm saying it wrong. It's because I just want the difference to be announced. You know, like there's dating and then there's we're married, as opposed to like
your taxes will tell you.
No, but it's like we're dating and now we're still. I mean, now we're married, but we're just doing the same thing.
You are now Mr. and Mrs. So and so.
Yeah.
You know, I will not be who I am anymore. I'll have to change my last name.
Well, you don't have to, but
I hope I can pronounce it. I don't know. But it'll be pronounced. It'll be pronounced in your wallet after you pay for that goddamn wedding.
Yo, you're thinking like a dude right now.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. Like, I can't wait to get married and have flowers and dresses. Nope.
That's hilarious.
I don't want people to think that I don't want to get married. Like, guys are probably listening to this like either one or two ways. Like, she's a fucking hater, or like, yo, that's kind of hot. Like, I don't know, but like either way, like I'm being honest. Like,
right.
Not that I don't care about relationships or I don't care about getting married. It's just like, listen, I'd rather go down to a beach, throw on a nice pretty dress, white, maybe cream. I'm not that religious, and be like, let's just have this bomb ass wedding and then hop on this boat to Jamaica. I'll have to give up my Idris Elba dream, but I'll be in Jamaica.
Right.
So there's that. Or fuck it, be like, okay, we're gonna get married on this beach and then we're going to Italy or we're going to Europe. We're gonna go see what's around the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. That's exciting. That's something you don't necessarily do when you're dating. And like, I don't know. I think it's just up to you to make it fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so trips to Home Depot aren't going to be fun anymore, and it's not going to be exciting. But there's renovations and there's barbecues with friends, and I don't know. It's just up to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Put on some sexy lingerie or something and spice up your life.
All right, Spice Girls.
I'm so sick. It's the tussin. I don't know. I just think it's necessary. It's a necessary evil. Like, you have to know what you're up against.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if he goes out and you're just like, I don't like the time he comes home. Like, bitch, he was coming home this time all the time. You just didn't know because you didn't live with him.
Right.
Because you went to bed and you're like, don't worry about calling me when you get home. We'll just talk in the morning. And then he's like rolling in at 6 a.m.
Right.
And you're none the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that, like, I think it should be a gradual transition.
Okay.
Like, when you live with somebody, I don't think you should make that person on either side of the team stop doing what they were used to doing all the time. Because then it's like, it becomes jail.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why you should live with somebody before you get married. Because then when you're married, excuse me, when you're married, oh my God, my throat. When you're married, it won't feel like jail. It won't feel like a death sentence,
Right.
which everybody makes it out to be.
Because it is. So
why do you want to get married so bad then? If you want to run around town slinging dick, then by all means. But I'm just saying, that's not the end game.
Right.
The end game is to be happy and to enjoy, have somebody who you can enjoy and who you get along with and makes you laugh and you can make laugh, and somebody who has your back, and everything else is just extra.
Yeah. No. Excellent points. So with this article, I saw 2 comments that I wanted to
Comments on the article?
Yeah, comments on the article. And the article is just, it says it's from postgradproblems.com, and the article is why every intelligent couple should live together before marriage. One was pro, one was against.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that was pro has already said something that you said, and it was by a financial prodigy, and he said, since I work for a car dealer in college, the phrase test drive before you drive seems pretty applicable to this.
Yeah.
So there's that. And there's this other guy that sounds like me pretty much, and he says, well, his name is the EIT, and he says, I have a problem with couples who move in together and have been living together for quite some time. To still spend $30,000 on a wedding. A wedding is big and expensive because it symbolizes a union of 2 people pledging their life together. If you move in together before that step, you unceremoniously done that. It doesn't take the place of a wedding, but it takes the grandiose meaning out of it. To me, it doesn't make sense to hype up such a regal event when it will literally change nothing after the fact.
Well, I agree to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Because, which is why I want to get married on like a beach. Because I think it depends on your age range.
Okay.
Like, at this age, like, unless you've had this like lifelong dream to have a grandiose wedding, what's the point? Especially if we live together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone knows Tom and Katie are together.
Right.
Oh, that was a real couple.
Yeah. I was like,
I just made that up.
That was pretty good.
But like, everyone knows they're together, but that's like, oh, I can't wait for the wedding. But I do think that there should be some like rules. Like, oh, we're gonna move in together. Okay, so I'm gonna live with you for a minimum of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if at that point we are not engaged or moving towards that, I'm just making up numbers. It's whatever your numbers want to be, ladies. And I feel like the ladies well, actually, no. Maybe some fellas need to make these rules as well, too. Like, put a timeline on your life, because then you'll just be, like, common law married. Which is cool. But, like, it's whatever you want for whatever age you are. But, like, just say, okay, like, we'll live together for 2 years. And then if we're not, like, moving towards marriage, then if that's what you want, you may not. You may be like, fuck marriage. Or it may not be, like, in your cards at the time. But like, if we're not moving towards something in the next 2 years, like, then we really need to reassess this relationship, Then again, it's like if you want to get married, you have to live together because you both are sitting here dropping, $1,800 a month on your apartment each when you can cut those bills in half.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These were just all theories.
Well, Jennifer helped me find this article. She was like, you need to put this on the show. So I was like, all right, fine, no problem. So
which one is it?
This was the 5 reasons you should live together before getting married. Oh, it's your article. Go right ahead.
It's from yourtango.com. So it says, can you love each other even after realizing it's not all fun?
What? That's not the article?
Yeah, yourtango.com.
5 reasons you should live together before getting married?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what it says.
No. I thought you were just going to read the list. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
I am reading the list.
Oh, okay.
Am I? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. This is why I'm not allowed to read.
See, I was like, what is going on
No,
right
but that's
now?
like the tagline. I'm sorry. That is the tagline on the top of the article. It says, can you love each other even after realizing it's not all fun? Which is an important thing that you need to know because it's not fucking all fun. The article goes on to say there are 5 reasons why living together can actually decrease your chance of a future divorce. Number 1 is living together is the ultimate test, which I totally believe. They said it's not all rom-coms, and that's very true. And then they make some kind of other weird reference to Edward Cullen fans. Anyway. So this says if you love each other after realizing that it's not always going to be fun, the chances are you'll be in better shape for your marriage. I agree. Number 2 is couples who live together learn about each other and start to form an identity working as a team. That is beautiful. You see that?
Yes,
oh my God. I couldn't have thought of that in better timing. That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer like, should we go to my place? Should we go to your place? No, we're going home. And you start to become that couple. That's so awesome. It's our home. It's our dog. It's our bills. It's your dirty laundry. Number 3, when you get into a fight with a significant other who you live with, you can't just walk away and play the who calls first apologize game. That is dead ass true. Will you talk it out? Will you go to bed angry? Can you two just get along? It's better to learn this now. And I think that is definitely an important thing because you have to see like what your levels of anger could be and like how you want to handle them and learn how you can handle them better. And I do think that when somebody goes home or has a place to disappear to, you don't get to learn that as quick. Like I know, one, I don't like being hung up on. I feel like it's like the ultimate disrespect. Like we're fucking adults. Don't hang up the phone on me.
Right.
I mean, there's been times where I'm like, I am going to hang up this phone because I don't think I can continue this conversation because I am angry.
That's different.
But I've told you what the fucking situation is,
yeah,
so you know.
That's different.
But when you don't live with somebody, like as a female, I have to be sensitive for a moment. And if you get into a fight with somebody and you don't live with them, there's like that moment where you're like, fuck, like I don't know if I'm going to talk to them again. I don't know if I can get to them. Like I can't, at least if I get into a fight with somebody who I live with, I know that like he's coming home soon. And let me calm down and let me let him calm down and we'll figure it out. And those are things that you just decide. When you don't live with someone, there is no like no going to bed angry because y'all are in separate beds. So
Number 4.
Thank you. Your sex life and passion will be tested. True.
Definitely.
You kind of become into that comfortable mode and, maybe there's no more lingerie or no more whatever she was doing before. I don't know why I keep saying lingerie. It's okay.
Yeah, you really hung up on that laundry thing.
It's not like I own any. Not that I'm not willing to purchase any. I just don't currently own any.
And number 5, you already said without even realizing it, but read it anyway.
As one writer from The Frisky mentioned, I don't know who the fuck The Frisky is. Furniture shopping can be the beginning of a relationship demise. Dude, let me just tell you. There's been days where like we'd walk around IKEA and it'd be like, oh my God, I wish our house looked like this. This is so much fun. And like part of the reason we broke up is because I didn't go into IKEA one night. And like when I talked to him about like what happened, he's like, you want to fucking go into IKEA that night? And I'm like, We're really arguing about this, but that's what happened.
That's funny. I used to go. I mean, we would do other things after, of course, but I used to go on like IKEA dates because IKEA has like they must have the best like marketer or design person because they really want you to have that room or that
Right.
like that bedroom, that living room, and I'm just like, yo. So yeah, I used to go and just walk around. And then she'd be like, "Oh my god, like that'd be so perfect right there." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yo, that kitchen is freaking bomb right there. Yo, all the silver and all that shit, like that's hot." Like, like IKEA's beast, you know.
Yeah,
So
there's really no other store that you can like walk into like that and just be like, we need this. Other than like the TVs at Costco, I have a problem with.
but they have like beautiful pieces, so it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's something you have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Those like weekend girlfriends or weekend boyfriends, the ones that like stay for the weekend. It's like fun. It's like fun from the moment they get there to the moment they leave.
Right.
And then you miss them and they come back and you're like, yay. Which is, I guess, what like gets you to the point where you want to live with them. But then when you live with them, like Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
When Brooklyn used to come from Brooklyn and come stay for the weekend, oh my God. Best like weekends of my life.
Right.
Or if I went to Brooklyn, top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Once I lived with that motherfucker, he played a lot of video games. Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like all day. Like, I'd be like, hey, let's have sex. No, not now. I'm in the middle of this Call of Duty tournament. What? Really? I like walk across the room in boy shorts. Like, can you move? Like, yo, you're fucked up. Like, I had a party once and I got a little tipsy and had a rant about it. Someone has it on video somewhere on a bloggy. But, I don't know. Like, you learn things.
Right.
And the younger you do it, the better. Look, guys, it's a rough economy. If you love your girlfriend, move in with her. See what happens. Share a studio apartment. Holy shit. If you can survive a studio apartment, put a ring on it now.
No, but you just said not to be with somebody in that close of a space.
You can't. You shouldn't. It's a bad idea, but if you can survive it.
Oh, right.
If you can survive it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You should definitely not.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? My friends, they've been married for 10 years now. We might have them on the show. They started off in a studio apartment.
Wow.
With a baby.
Wow. And you hear that? 10 years. So they did it.
They had some turmoil. And turbulence, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, but they survived the test of time. But they did live together before they got married.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
I don't know. Stats. They're all stats.
There's another article, and of course, as soon as you hear the place that I got it from, you know where they side.
Elite Daily.
No.
Huffington Post.
A couple of Catholics.com. Says living, and they talk about living together before marriage, and one point that they say is it's easier to slip into marriage if you do it before, and they don't like that because it says often after living with your significant other for a long time, a wedding seems like something you should do. Getting married should not be a default next step. Marriage is an active and conscious decision to say that you will love and be committed to this person for your lifetime. By living together before marriage, you don't get space, literally, to take a step back and objectively decide whether this person is truly meant to be your spouse. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
I mean, they are a little biased, obviously, but it doesn't mean that they can't make a point.
No, I mean, the point's taken. I just don't agree.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of their class.
Right.
I mean, listen.
You gonna say something?
I don't know. I'm saying, like, commandment-wise, it's probably not a good idea. But like I said before, neither is divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'd rather spend the time figuring out if we're good together and live together than go through an ugly, miserable divorce. Especially, like, if there's kids involved later.
Right.
Or, like, trying to figure out who gets what. I get the dog. No, you don't.
No, I hear you.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's really up to you what your religious beliefs are and, like, everything else. But I do think it's a learning process that you have to go through. And I do think that, like, if you do it after you're married, you're playing with fire.
No, you are. And I don't even really, even though, yes, it is from a religious site, I don't even take that, what they put into context, as religious. It's
No.
it's true. It's just like, you do just get into the motion of things, just like, well, I mean, I've been living with you for like 6 years. I mean, might as well, right?
All right. So what do you
You don't
think
want to, you don't want to do that. You do want to make it a conscious decision. It's
in
like,
your
nah.
head? What do you think living with a girl would be like?
What do you mean?
I don't know. So like, let's just use your ex for an example.
Okay.
How do you think living with her would have been? And be realistic, please.
No, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna say what everybody else would say. Yeah, there would be some things to get used to. Let's see, because I've had like little bits and pieces of seeing how it would be. Because sometimes she would like house sit for a friend of hers, so like she'd be there for like a week. So I like go there like every day. You know,
but you'd go there and leave, or go there and stay the whole week.
I would. Okay, so let's say if it was a week. I would stay like, okay, let's say if it was from like
That's vacation.
Thursday to Thursday, right? I would stay there like 2 days like in a row, like that.
Doesn't count.
I know it doesn't count, but still, you still see what some of the hiccups like that, like they have, or whatever.
Right.
Obviously, you don't see everything,
Right.
but I mean, I don't know, it's something. Like yeah, sure, there'll be like hang-ups and stuff, because like I know sometimes I'll, not even from her standpoint, like from me, like I know sometimes I'll have to pick up after myself, but I will, like
Right.
like I'll do it. I'll just like, oh shit, like that's on the floor, let me pick that shit up. So
But imagine you had somebody living with you,
okay,
and she was like, Martini, what the fuck? Picking that shit up. What the hell is it doing out? Don't you think that'd start to like...
but here's the thing. Of course that would start to nag, but who's really at fault? Like if I pick up
you, motherfucker, because you shouldn't be leaving your things
but they
don't belong.
But that's what I was just gonna say. Like it's my fault, so if I pick that up, I won't hear her nag.
Yeah, no man is gonna agree with you on that.
That's logic. If no man agrees with me on that, they're retarded. Because that's logic.
Most men don't think like that.
That's dumb. Like what? So no. So what?
I'm just being honest with you.
No. But I'm just saying. Like, all right. If you're a man listening to this, you're retarded. Because like,
damn.
No, because that's stupid. Like, if okay, that's cause and effect. My shit is on the floor. Mm-hmm. If my chick, whatever, baby mama, whatever, jump off, comes up to me and be like, "Yo, you need to get your shit off the ground," blah blah. I'm supposed to be mad at her that she's bitching because of something that I did? That's retarded.
Maybe she could have asked nicer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she could ask nicer, but I'm just saying she doesn't even need to open her mouth if there's nothing to complain about.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying I completely disagree with you.
I'm speaking to the retarded men who freaking don't believe me or like don't want to agree with me. That's dumb. Like, oh my god, like this is so stupid. And I'm not even like whatever, like for the ladies, pro girls. I'm just not. That's logic. That's just straight logic. I don't know.
Is your dad a neat dude?
Yeah, he's all right. He's okay.
Did your mom yell at him?
I mean, yeah, but for other things.
Oh.
They've been married for a while, so it's just bound to happen.
People find things to yell about.
Yeah, no, but what this article is saying is just like, yeah, you want it to be a conscious. You want it to be like, no, I want to marry this person because of XYZ, not because of might as well, which is weird. Well, not weird. I have this friend who his girl recently moved in with him, like after maybe like 2 years, because she lived in the city and he lives like in the burbs, whatever. So she moved up and stuff. So me being, I guess you could call it naive or whatever, I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. You're like, she's moving in? Like, that's crazy, yo. So like, yo, so are you thinking about marriage, man? And he's like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, what? And I'm like, she moved in. So like that, come on, man. Like, in her head, that's going to be like the next step, like in her head. And he's like, nah, like we're just moving in together. Like, that's it. And I was like, that's it. Like it's not gonna like go anywhere above
I mean,
that.
that's
Like
only cool
whatever.
if that's cool. That's okay on her plan too. You know what I mean?
I think it is because she doesn't really talk about marriage too. But that's another thing too. That's another point that I like to bring up. I don't want to say why move in with each other, but like, yeah, like why?
Because do you know how much apartments are? A lot.
Okay, but then, but if it's not gonna go anywhere, why move? Why move in
Because
with each
people
other?
like that constant like security of knowing that they're with one person and they know where they are. I don't know. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to come home and have somebody be excited to see you.
Right.
And like vice versa. To have somebody like care about where you are, where you're going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not obsessively.
Right.
Bitch, don't leave the house.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's good to have someone to make you fucking chicken soup. I've been ordering out.
Right.
It's a sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
But like, actually though, I had like a throwback post a couple like weeks ago. I always get sick around this time when the weather changes. And it was like right after my breakup, and I had like a cart full of like soup and orange juice and seltzer water. And I was like, I thought about if things would be any different, like if he and I stayed together, and they wouldn't have, because I don't really necessarily know that he would have brought me soup. We didn't live together, so like asking him to bring me soup was like, really? I'm like, oh God. Like, can you just go to the store and get the box of soup, the Lipton one with the noodles,
Mm-hmm.
and just bring it to my house and I'll make it. You don't even have to put fucking water in a pot. Let me let you know. What? I'm sick. And then, like, come on.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I'd been doing it myself anyway, so fuck it. And that's part of the reason, like, when we had the conversation, like, on the first or second episode, why a lot of things I just do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I dated some people. I mean, not necessarily the people I lived with. I wouldn't have let them into my space. I've dated people before who, like, didn't feel like because, you know, I don't live there, you're not my problem. I don't know. That's probably not what they thought. That's just how I think.
Right.
You know?
I get what you're saying, though. I get it.
It's just a whole different dynamic. When you live with somebody, like, they become part of you, you become part of them, and, you know, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if your girl goes out and she don't live with you, you don't know really. You can be like, oh, text me when you get home, but, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just a different dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like because I came from a home with people who lived together, like my parents lived together, that's what I saw, and that's all I know. Like, I just know how to, like, cohabitate. Like, I was playing wifey at 23.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were making Thanksgiving dinners and shit together. And it felt normal to me. It felt right.
Right.
So, you know. And I think, but that's also part of my downfall. Is like, I'm like, okay, like my last boyfriend, we're like, we dated for 6 months. Let's move in together. I'm like, I made it too fast. Too soon.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. You see what you can deal with and see what you can't.
Mm.
And then you can maybe afford that big wedding that you want.
True. So there was this other quick little article, quick little thing. It was from HelenInBetween.com. It says why we didn't live together before. So we keep going back and forth. Like I said before, it whatever tickles your fancy, whichever one that works for you. Because I don't believe, well, even though Jennifer believes that the before is the right way. You know,
it's the only way.
you know, you can
kidding,
you can
really.
do like whatever it is. We're just trying to give you every aspect possible. And this,
I'd say let's put a poll out, but nobody fucking answers it. So
we're gonna put a poll up again, and then you guys better answer it because we gave you a scolding at the beginning of this podcast, so you guys better freaking step up. But it goes, first we knew that we were going to get married. We already had the date set, so there was essentially no turning back. When we got married, we wanted it to feel different, and it did. There is something to be said about getting married and then sharing a home together. It makes the marriage feel real when you finally live together. We dated for 6 years before we got married, but I never knew that I liked to hang his t-shirts, what a weirdo, or read nonfiction books about dogs before going to bed. I like that
I like this guy.
I like that there were still things for us to learn about our relationship. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she told me outright, I wish we hadn't lived together before marriage. Was everything okay? Yes, but why did she feel this way? She told me that nothing changed. After the wedding, it was just all the same. Even if they don't have marriage problems, they will live happily ever after. She wished they waited.
Good for her.
So, good for her. Good for her. Still not changing my my viewpoint. Yeah, so
That
there's
sounds boring.
what?
Just the whole thing.
Oh, doing it after?
Yeah. Listen, maybe when you're in your 20s, do it that way.
Right.
Not at this age. Not at this age in the game. I'm gonna just live with you. I mean, not live with you for a couple of years, then marry you, and then find out you're a total freaking sociopath and you stuff animals in the basement like Norman Bates. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so the last article, because I'm kind of scared, is it's from glamour.com, and it gives pros and cons, like 8 pros and cons of should you live together before getting married. Pro, you get to learn more about your partner before you commit to marriage.
True.
Con, some of what you learn about your partner may feel like deal breakers.
Still true and good.
Still true and good. Pro,
Still a pro.
you get to share responsibilities with someone you love and trust.
True. Pro.
Con, you will have to face some tough subjects together, such as money and household roles.
True. Still a pro.
Pro, taking your relationship to the next level is exciting.
It is.
Con, you might start to feel pressure to get married because after cohabitation, marriage is typically seen as the next step.
You shouldn't cohabitate if you don't want to get married. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think I thought I was going to marry all of them. Actually, no, there's only one of them that I didn't think I was going to marry.
That you didn't think
No,
you were gonna-
two.
That you didn't think you were going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, but everybody else you thought that's good.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Okay.
The first and the last.
That's good.
The 2 in between, I was like, party.
Yeah.
Those are my heydays. Over.
Pro, you have the opportunity to create a home that reflects both of your tastes and preferences.
True.
Con, but sometimes decorating tastes clash.
Said that. True.
Pro,
He let me have an orange bathroom once. That's how I knew he loved me.
pro, comfort. Con, experiencing the challenge of being spontaneous and keeping things fresh.
Oh, God for fucking bid. Next.
That's it.
Oh. How are any of those really cons? Oh my God, I have to be spontaneous and interesting. This is going to be hard. So's life, dude. Ugh. My cold is making me evil.
Apparently.
Or maybe.
No, but I mean, you haven't said anything that was necessarily wrong.
No.
You've experienced what this whole show is about.
Right.
So you have experience in
They
it.
were good experiences. I mean, I definitely learned a lot. You get to do cool things together.
Right.
Shower. I don't know. That was actually awkward. But I don't know. You get to like learn what they're really like. You get to watch Jeopardy together. I don't know. It's just important. I don't know. Space is important, but so is like learning how much space a person needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're with somebody who says they need like a lot of space, like you guys should not probably get married. Like, what are you getting married for?
Mm-hmm.
Papers?
Papers.
Like tax write-off?
Right.
Insurance. Insurance is like the number one reason people get married these days.
Yeah. Health insurance. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Obamacare did wonders for us, but like, I mean, I don't know. I think you should try it. Even I would get a girl roommate.
Or whatever you are. Like the
what?
opposite. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I was just thinking you should get a girl roommate.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, this bitch is crazy.
Oh, well, no. Well, why? Because how about if my girl is completely different from the girl roommate.
I don't know, because sometimes you have to like learn to like just be around women who are not like.
Do all your opposite sex. You mean?
Yeah, I mean, just learn to be around women who are just women. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think even when I had like a male roommate, there's like certain things I remember. Like, it just made you more aware of what you were doing.
Right.
You know, like when I lived on my own, like every once in a while I'd have cleaning. Not every once in a while, let's stop that. Like every weekend I'd have like cleaning day, and I'd clean and I'd go food shopping, and I'd be super happy that my apartment was clean because it was my apartment, and that was it. You know, but like when I lived with a roommate, like before I had my own place, because I've always lived with someone with the exception of that time. You know, I remember there was a specific time where like I used the Foreman grill and I left it in the sink, and he was like, "Yo, come on, son." He's like, "Don't leave this shit here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, there's somebody else here that cares about what's happening."
Right.
You know, and I think you need to be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, okay, he took the garbage out last weekend, I should do it this weekend. Or whatever. Like, and I think that's just something you have to learn. So, I don't know. So if you're out there, kiddies, find a responsible person and rent a room somewhere. Just not from Craigslist. Those bitches are crazy. I had a gay porn star roommate once. Good time.
Okay.
I learned nothing from him. Nothing.
Oh man. So I guess one way of looking at it is to get a roommate as opposed to
Right, if you're not in a relationship.
Yeah, if you're not in a relationship,
just live with someone of the opposite sex.
Right. Yeah.
And like, first of all, like I've always lived with someone of the opposite sex, and everybody always asks me, "Oh, did you fuck him?" Never have I had sex with my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
None of them. And I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Every time my boyfriend moved out, I had to get a roommate. So, yeah, like I've never. That's you have to like just be. This is really for the guys. Like, don't fuck your roommate. It's bad business. You don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, because
And I've had some hot roommates in the past, but no, you don't shit where you eat. Just live with somebody. Learn to live with somebody who's not your mom, who's not going to pick up after you or yell at you for not doing the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
It's important.
No, that's good advice.
Life lessons.
Yeah, that's good.
I learned a lot. I learned how to do dishes. I had a dishwasher. I never did dishes at my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to cook for myself because I didn't have to before. Now I did. I learned how to do my own laundry. I knew how to do my own laundry when I was a kid, but, you know, like I knew not to let it pile up to the ceiling because it's my responsibility now.
Yeah.
That's why I think me and my ex didn't work. He never, like, lived outside of his mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had his own, like, spot in his mom's house.
Right.
I don't think he listens anymore, so I hope he's not offended. I'm not trying to be rude. His mom said the same thing. Like, after we broke up, his mom kind of said, you know, there's a lot of life skills that he hasn't learned yet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what the fuck were you doing, lady? I don't blame her. She was a nice lady.
Right.
I don't know. It's importante. I say just do it.
Yeah.
Get a dog. Get a plant. If you can, there's like that saying, like if you can keep a plant alive, you can get a dog. And then if you can keep the dog alive, you can like get a relationship.
Oh, I thought it was have a baby.
No.
All right. Well, we have reached the end of the podcast.
Meme of the day.
Yes, which means
meme of the day.
There's meme of the day. So, Jennifer, please tell us what is the meme of the day.
It's this meme, and it's got some little drawings in it, and it says pros and cons. So the pro says, getting to know someone's faults can be cute at first. And there's like a little stick figure girl, and she's like, sweetie, could you try to avoid leaving the wet towels on the bathroom floor? It's super icky. Hee hee. He's like, you got it, babe. Con. But 2 weeks later, not so much. Stop throwing towels on the fucking floor, you fucking fuck. And she's screaming at him, and he's just like, ooh.
So this is pretty much what Jennifer was saying before.
So true.
So you gotta learn how the other person
Communication.
Like,
Yeah, and it's good communication. Like you gotta learn how to like. I still don't know that I will be able to properly communicate with someone because I'm afraid of hurting people's feelings, and I feel like I only have like one speed. So I'd be like, babe, can you like put the dishes in the dishwasher instead of the sink? Because it would make things a little easier. And then if he's like, what the fuck? Then I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? So
Well, just as long as you're nice before, you know. Cause
it's fake nice though.
No.
Because I really want to be like, are you that fucking stupid? We have a dishwasher. There's a slot for the forks.
Right.
It's clean. It's empty. Put something in there. But that's not nice, and you can't do that, ladies. Even though sometimes
the guy or person, whatever, can be aloof. So don't enable the person over a time. But in the beginning, just like, yeah, babe, can you do this, do that, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, my bad.
I was thinking that maybe like after you use like your cups and dishes, you can like maybe put them in the dishwasher. Is that cool?
Or
oh my god, I'd shoot myself. Get a gun.
Or just clean it up and then just put it back in the cupboard.
No.
What do you mean no?
What, me? Me do it?
No. I'm just saying that. Damn, I'm just saying the person. Like, why put it in the dishwasher? Just clean the cup and then put it back in the cupboard. That's it.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't know. This has been an interesting talk.
Yeah.
I don't know what next week is about, but I'm sure that'll be interesting too. I hope you guys read the articles, read the blogs.
Yes, please go visit the website www.bedlovebeyond.com.
Tell a friend.
Yes, tell a friend.
Tell
share.
an enemy. Tell an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe they need to like
hit us up.
Hear it.
Hit us up on Twitter. Call us up. If
you guys need advice, we like giving advice.
Yes, we like giving advice.
Unsolicited, but like shit.
Yes, give us a call again. The phone number is 201-862-8BED, which is 201-862-8233. If you don't feel like calling us, it's no problem. You can hit us up on Gmail, bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. And what do you think? Have you moved in? Are you expecting a ring? Whatever, or did you wish that you waited?
Do you think it's a shit show of an idea?
Yeah. Let us know. All right? Because we want to know. We're lonely.
Speak for yourself. I have a dog. She loves me.
What I meant was
I'm over here like CeeLo and his cat, like petting my dog.
we're lonely, so we know because we want to hear from you guys. We feel like we're just speaking to the ether, and no one is hollering back at us.
I mean, we have downloads, we have listeners. So.
Yeah, we definitely do have listeners, and thank you for that.
That's awesome.
We're glad that you guys are listening and enjoying us.
And give us some topic ideas because my brain's not working good these days. And if not, we're going to be talking about like some really weird shit like furries.
I have a friend who is a furry.
No.
Yeah.
Can we have him on the show?
He'll definitely be on the show. Are you kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Why are you just telling me this now?
He's a full-blown furry. Yeah, he goes to the conventions and everything.
Does he have furry sex?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yo, I'm so glad I joked about that. All right, guys. Thank you for listening.